Hey guys, it's Scavenger Reviews here, back at it with a totally not that Deadpool and Wolverine video, I promise. I actually decided to go back a bit, just like Deadpool and Wolverine does. Spoilers, but not really, because like that's in the trailers. But I have a bone to pick with you guys, with the internet, with movie reviewers, critics, and general fans. These movies are good. The X-Men movies are good. Are they flawless? No. Are they masterpieces? Not by a long shot. By the way, if you see like back here, yeah. My cat's in another video. I'm gonna drop it. My cat's in another video. Her name's Meow Meow, by the way. I don't know if I've ever said that. Okay. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you later, mama. Anyways, I am completely biased. I am. And I'm basing this argument, this video, essay, blah blah blah, completely off of emotion. It is not based in fact. I'm not gonna give you any numbers, any statistics. If you want to know like how the box office reacted, that's not here, bro. It's not. You're not gonna find it here. What I'm gonna give you is just short of a rant. By the way, if you hear my fan going on in the background over there, I apologize. It's really fucking hot. And there's just nothing I can do about that, but it's really hot in my room, and I can't do nothing about that, man. It's fucking hot. Anyways, though, back to the X-Men movies. I actually finally got my niece into X-Men. I started her out right at the beginning. X-Men 1. Hold on. I'm gonna pull these out as I, like, talk about them. There's a better way to do this, I'm sure. X-Men 1. Well, the best way would be, like, Tyler learn some fucking editing and, have it show up in the corner, but that's the best you got from me. Real professional. She didn't like it. She didn't really like it. She said it was, kind of boring, and that, she likes more action. She wants more, like, I don't know, she's used to, like, she's been spoiled by, like, the modern Marvel movies. Which, I mean, I get that. If you go back, you could, like, I'm trying to, like, remove the bias now. You could say, like, oh, it's a little slow. It's a little slow. It's a little, drawn out. That's kind of means the same thing. I don't know. But anyways, I could see it. So, not putting that past her. And then we watched X-Men Origins Wolverine. This movie, which I have a soft spot for this movie, but I'll get to it. And she did like that, but it's still like the X-Men as a whole, she wasn't crazy about. And then we stopped for like a while. That was like 4 or 5 months ago, dude, that we watched those two. And, that was it. And now, just today, we watched. Oh, fuck, it's not here. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Like I said, nothing but professionalism. Sorry about that. They were in my living room because we watched them today. Well, not them. We watched it. Days of Future Past. And I'm gonna make some enemies. Like, if this reaches, the X-Men fan crowd. But I think is probably the most overrated movie in the series. Just gonna give that a little bit to sink in. Yeah, I really do. I'm not trying to be contrarian. I'm not trying to be like, well, actually, nothing about that. It's just, I think it's only one of the okay ones. I still vastly prefer First Class over Days of Future Past. I don't know. It came out in 2014. Let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy came out in 2014. I want to say Jurassic World did? No, that was 2015, yeah. So I mean, like, I was prime, I was prime, what's the word I'm looking for? The market, or whatever. What do you call that? Target demographic. I was a prime target demographic for it. Demographic. But yeah, I'm not crazy about it. I think it's good. It's decent. It's definitely it's definitely a 6 out of 10, and it's definitely better than some others of the franchise. But I don't know, man. And let me put the bias back. Does I mean, come on, look at me. Can you tell I like the X-Men movies? No, but really, I remember, like, let me tell y'all, little gather around, children, gather around. Story time. I was an X-Men kid. I'm a 2000s baby. I can't help it. I was born in the 2000s, so I literally like grew up with the X-Men first, and then the Fantastic Four. I never watched Daredevil or Elektra. Um, I hear Elektra was like really bad. That's like the general consensus, anyways, on the internet. But as I've really like come to learn, I've really got to stop trusting you guys, because like the Amazing Spider-Man, I like both of those movies, not just the first one. Everybody's like, oh, but the first one's pretty good, but that second one's horrible. Which, like, is it bad? Yes. But is it good? Yes. You want the explanation of that statement? Well, you can go watch my other video on it. The internet gaslit me about Spider-Man 2. I think that's what I called it. I don't fucking know. By the way, my sister made like a brownie. Oh, it's falling apart. Fuck. My sister made like a brownie, and it's like a Reese's like mix, like a Reese's brownie mix, and with like graham crackers as the bottom, and then also the back. Fucking awesome, bro. I think maybe I'll just eat in all of my videos, and like in 20 years I'll be, in like 20 years I'll be Nikado Avocado. How about that? I'm gonna. It'll be like when you look at like the fact that he used to do violin tutorials, and now does that. God, I hate that guy. Anyways, I swear I'm not gonna call people out this time. That'll be the only one, okay? Only one. Back to I grew up as I almost said I grew up as a kid. I grew up as a kid who loved the X-Men unequivocally, because I didn't read the comic books, like I didn't, for like 20 years before these movies came out. You know, I read a few comic books. I read the comic books that came out in the 2000s. But I didn't really go back. Cause see, I didn't have like a comic book shop near where I lived. I'm not like one of those cool kids who grew up in the inner city and had comic book shops. I had the fucking public library, and the public library's comic book selection was take it or leave it, bro. You know, it was, you could get what you could get. I remember the day that like I found Old Man Logan, and like my mind just, you know. But yeah, so I mean, like I just read what was available. I didn't read it in even like any kind of order, any semblance. I just picked up a comic book and would be like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'll take that. You know, and that's all it was. So, anyways, I knew of the characters. I did not know like every single detail as I do now. Having gone back and like actually read up on some stuff. Obviously, I haven't read 40 years of comic books, but I have, brushed up my history a little bit. But yeah, anyways, so I didn't know, certain things. And X-Men 2000, like, was it 2000, 2002? Shit, I don't know. But anyways, but X-Men, the first X-Men movie, was really my first introduction to. You ever notice it's so fucking hard to find, like, where the movie, I mean, when the movie came out? 2000, there we go. It's right on the back. It's always in a different spot. Sometimes it's down here, sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's in, like, the little blurb. Put it in the same fucking spot every time, movie companies. Why is standardization so difficult? You want to standardize, making Blu-rays not come with DVDs anymore because you're cheap as fuck and want more money. I get it, but at the same time, you could at least standardize this too. Anyways, though, so I didn't have like all of that going in. I just knew of the X-Men. And let me tell you, I fucking love X-Men. I loved it. And then, like, alright, so I was born, like, in the early 2000s, but by the time, like, I started watching movies, like, movie watching age, whatever that was for me, maybe, like, 5, 6, I don't know, there was already a couple X-Men movies out. I want to say 3, okay? I can remember, as far back as I can remember, there was X-Men 1, 2, and 3, and then X-Men Origins Wolverine. There was only those 4 movies out at the time. Okay? And like I just said, those were my only, those were not my only, but my biggest real introduction to the X-Men. So, I don't know, man. And that's kind of how I'm looking at Elektra too. Is my sister. Me and my sister just watched Deadpool and Wolverine. I actually would love to do a video with her, but she's like super camera shy, so I don't know if she'll do it with me. Maybe I can convince her to do a podcast. I don't know, cause like I don't get it. My sister's beautiful, but like she don't like being on camera, bro. Do not. She's one of those like, delete it now. I don't want that. Take that photo of me off your fucking Facebook page. She's one of them. Which like I don't get it, bro. Like you fucking like, easy. Oh shit. You're like easy bougie beautiful cover girl, but you're acting like you're fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't know, bro. That's her business, not mine. It's whatever. Fuck, I really could have used some milk with this. But anyways. Fuck. She was trying to tell me that, like, everybody talks shit about that Elektra movie, but she loved it. And, like, her growing up, that was the first movie that showed her that women could be cool too. That it wasn't just the men that, were superheroes. It wasn't just, big strong guys or, like, the fact that sometimes there would be a woman on the team, like in the first X-Men, you had Storm. Rogue was there, Jean Grey. But it was never, like, about them or whatever, I guess, is what she's trying to get at. Whereas Elektra, that was her fucking movie. Like, Elektra was Elektra. You went to go see that. And that showed her that women could be strong and cool. And, nowadays you have stuff like Captain Marvel, which sucks. Wonder Woman, which is really good. The Marvels, which is okay. Wonder Woman 1984, which sucks. You have middling quality. There's also the Catwoman movie to throw in there, which is garbage. However, that PS2 tie-in game is pretty good. If from what I remember, I played like fucking 2 levels. I think I played like the level where you the level where you like about to break into the museum, and there's like the outside bit first where you can climb on the grate and on the ceiling like into the museum, and then I played the part where you're actually in the museum and you're like stealing the diamond. And then I think that's it. I think that's all I played. Anyways, but hey, those 2 levels, that was some fucking Catwoman, bro. I didn't buy it because I was a child, but I got myself a Catwoman game, and look at that, Catwoman's right there. She right there. So it did what it needed to do for me. Anyways, though, fucking, that's what I kind of looked at with the X-Men, is the way my sister looked at Elektra, because she didn't know. Of course, like she is not a comic book person at all. She is, well, hold on. She is and she isn't. She likes the movies, but she likes them more for like the actors and stuff like that versus like the characters, cuz she's not going to read any comic book like ever ever, you know? Even if I got her like, some of the fucking top tier like best comics of all time, you know, she wouldn't read it. She just want it. Not her thing. Doesn't matter if I spend $100 on it. She'd be like, Tyler, give it to your brother or something. See if you can get your money back. I don't know, man. But that being said, I feel inclined to now go back and watch Elektra because, maybe it is really good. And see, that's the kind of thing where, like, I know fucking nothing about Electra, bro. I watched the Daredevil Netflix show that was on, well, Netflix, no shit. Anyways, I watched that show, and, like, Electra's in it. I know she's, like, I don't know, she was, like, uh, she's not a clone. Fuck, what is she? I don't know. They have her in, like, a little pod thing, little chamber thing. And she's, like, the destiny to, the hand resurrection. But I don't fucking know. I'm gonna go get some milk. That was so much better. Oh, this is my Deadpool and Wolverine mug. I don't know if like the effect shows up on camera. It looks like it does. Super cool in black and white. Anyways, though, that's how I'm gonna go in for Elektra. Now, Daredevil, I heard that movie is also bad, but I've also seen its fans. And speaking of things that have, bad reputations, that has its fans, I love X-Men Origins Wolverine. I don't care if Deadpool is bad. Yes, we know that. Get the fuck over it. We've got the right one now anyways, but even when we didn't, get over it. Even as a kid, I knew it wasn't Deadpool. But like, who cares? I like the rest of the movie. Like, seriously, if you're like a X-Men Origins Wolverine hater, take Deadpool out of the equation. And like, is it really that bad? Really the only part that I actually think is like bad or cringy or whatever would be like the Koei Kawatsu story. Just like, this is kind of lame. But there's so much else that's good. And I was watching a video not too long ago talking about Gambit. Full Fat Videos, love your content, bro. I'm gonna shout you out, but in a positive way, because I really like your stuff. And you've been killing it with the fucking X-Men videos lately, bro. Like, you're, the best Sabretooth, the best Wolverine, not the best Wolverine, the best Beast, thank you. Stuff like that. You've been killing it with those X-Men videos. And, like, you're the reason I'm making this video in the first place. Is like, I've been inspired, I can't help it. But anyways, take Deadpool out, and you've got, like, a great story about Wolverine's origins. Yeah, no. Oh my god, I'm so fucking corny. Anyways, but you got a good story about, like, Wolverine's beginning, his, joining up with the, Strikers, like, force and stuff like that. And then, fuck, I'm drawing a blank. Lee Schreiber as Sabretooth? Holy shit. He's such a good actor. He is intimidating. Scary. Like, you don't feel comfortable around the guy, even when he's, like, smiling, joking. It's so foreboding of a portrayal. And it is super understated because everybody just dogs on this movie because, oh, they got Deadpool wrong. Nobody ever talks about what they do right because negativity sells. It just does. That's why I'm so negative of shit all the time. But, like, I'm not all the time. I like to think I keep it fairly 50-50. Sometimes negative, sometimes positive. But this is good. It's got its flaws. It's got its, shortcomings, but for what it is, I love this movie. I like Gambit. I know he's not like, oh, that's not the real Gambit. Oh, that's not accurate portrayal. I don't fucking care. It was 2000 like 7, 8. I don't know. 2009. I didn't know who the fuck was Gambit in 2009. I was like something years old, bro. Like I said, I was born in the 2000s. I don't fucking know who Gambit is. Sorry. He wasn't any of the comic books I happened to pick up. I don't care if it's a one-to-one translation. It wasn't supposed to be. Like, seriously. Look at, everybody loves the MCU. And one of the best movies in it, in my opinion, is Civil War. That is a horrible fucking representation of what Civil War is supposed to be. That's like if you took, World War II and boiled it down to just being a fight. Like, just being one battle, one skirmish. Like, if it was only Normandy. If the whole movie, say you made a World War II movie, and the entire movie was about just the Battle of Normandy, and not that, it was a snippet out of the war. It was the whole war. Like, they were saying, this is the whole war. That's what Civil War is. In the MCU. Okay? But nobody talks about how bad that's a representation of the particular story. But everybody talks about how X-Men 3 The Last Stand. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get some real enemies. I also fucking love X-Men 3 The Last Stand. And everybody talks about how it's a horrible betrayal of the Dark Phoenix saga. Well, guess fucking what, buddy? I didn't read the fucking Dark Phoenix saga. I also wasn't alive in the 90s, so I didn't watch the X-Men 97 cartoon that, it wasn't called that. Now it's called that. The new show. But anyways, I didn't watch the show, so I don't know anything else about X-Men Dark Phoenix. And frankly, from what I've, understood, just like Civil War, which I did read in the comics, by the way. I did read that comic. Because I'm cool. I'm cool like that. Anyways, because they had it at the public library. Anyways, I hope there's not, brownie stuff all over my teeth. I just thought about that. Anyways, though, from what I've learned from the Dark Phoenix saga, which I still haven't read in its entirety, but I've watched videos on, is this is a horrible movie. This is a horrible representation of what the Dark Phoenix saga is, and also so is Dark Phoenix. That's also a horrible representation. And, in my opinion, the only genuinely bad movie in this entire franchise. There's some good, some great, some bad, but, as far as, unwatchable, boring schlock, the worst of the worst, Dark Phoenix. Hate that movie. It was, I think someone, this was, years ago when it came out in 2019, so I don't remember who said it, but some YouTuber I was watching back in the day called it the last wet fart of the Fox Marvel franchise, and I cannot agree more. It's a wet fart of a movie, bro. But X-Men 3 is a great movie. It was a movie that had stakes. It was a movie that felt like the end of a trilogy. You were like, holy shit, anything can happen. And it's not the first 15 minutes. At some point, when they go to Jean's house and you find out about the mental block that Professor X put in Jean's mind as a child and stuff like that, and I'm having trouble talking. It's fucking 12 o'clock at night, bro. Well, actually, it's 11 o'clock. Anyways, though, when he fucking dies, Professor X fucking dies. I know he comes back in the end of the movie. I don't care. But Professor X fucking dies, and you're like, oh. Oh. Anything can happen. Nothing's off the table. I'm feeling for oh my god, is Storm gonna die? Oh my god. Kitty Pryde is running, what if she gets caught? Oh my god. Colossus. I don't remember if Colossus was in the movie, but I don't know. And also, again, I don't know about the Dark Phoenix side of things, but the Mutant Cure side of the movie was my childhood, bro. I don't know. It was so deep. not deep. It was so like, I don't know how to say it, man. I don't know how to say it. But like it felt so real. It felt so like grounded and like, oh my god, this is serious. And where they're like all like you had a whole bunch of mutants in line like waiting for the cure and stuff like that. And Rogue is like wanting to go because she can't touch people, and Storm is like, you can't go. Oh no, don't do that. You know, don't kill yourself. Your ass is too fat. I don't know where I heard that, but I heard it one day. Probably like in a YouTube video or whatever, but like it was like, oh no, baby, don't kill yourself. That ass too fat. But anyways, I don't know. And the movie, oh my god, the fucking horrifying opening. Like, if you're a child, when did this one come out? Probably should have just looked all this stuff up before I like started this. 2007? No, 8, 6. 2006. If you're a child in 2006 and you go to see like a little X-Men movie, you know, you're like, oh, this is pretty good, X-Men's, you know. And then the movie opens up with a little boy cutting into his back with like bloody napkins on the like bloody toilet paper wads like on the fucking sink in front of him and stuff like that, and he's like crying. He's not crying, he's like you know that. That was horrifying. That was fucking horrifying to see, bro. And like, oh my god, I don't want to see that. But on the same, like, oh my god, that fucking sets the tone for what this movie is. You know, it was insane, man. It was fucking insane. It was so hard of an opening. You know, people always talk about like, oh, this fit goes hard, this movie goes hard. This movie went fucking hard. I don't care if it's, you know, not the greatest. If it's not the greatest adaptation of the Dark Phoenix saga. I understand that, like, in X-Men comics, like, I understand now in retrospect and hindsight and all that, that the Dark Phoenix saga is, like, one of the most important, if not just straight up the most important, storyline in the X-Men. I get that. And for this to just have, like, it as a, like, a secondary story point, maybe that could be seen as, like, a little, not disrespectful, but like a little distasteful, you know, a little like you know, that's like the biggest thing. Again, to put it in that World War II, you know, movie, it'd be like if Hitler was like in it for 5 minutes, you know, as a cameo, something like that. But I didn't watch them. I did watch 'em. I didn't read the Dark Phoenix storyline. I never saw the X-Men cartoon. It wasn't until like when they added the X-Men cartoon to Disney Plus that I actually bothered to go back and watch the X-Men cartoon, because like even if something's great, like seriously, if something's like amazing and like everybody tells you it's amazing, but it's super hard to track down, you're like, where can I watch this? And they're like, I don't know. And you're like, well, are there ever reruns? And they're like, nope. And you're like, is it on any streaming services? And people are like, well, maybe it's on this one if you subscribe to like the $49.99 package of like stars or whatever. I don't know if that's what it was. I'm just making up shit, you know. But I don't know, if it's not easy to obtain, I'm not gonna go out of my way to obtain this completely unknown to me thing, you know? If it's, you know, I mean, like, you're talking to the guy who sat on a Halloween collection, like Halloween, like Michael Myers collection, for almost 2 years now with not owning Halloween 4, because I just couldn't fucking find Halloween 4 anywhere, in store, online. Nowhere could I find fucking Halloween 4 for a reasonable price. But that's like a whole nother story. I'm not gonna get into that. But anyways, I like X-Men 3: The Last Stand. I like, it's the Juggernaut, bitch! Like, I fucking love that. I don't know, that was like so fucking cool as a child. And then the truck flip where Magneto just whoom, and flips a fucking truck. That was my first truck flip, and then truck flips were everywhere. You know, people always talk about like, you know, oh, these X-Men movies are so bad, but then you see every fucking movie copying these movies afterwards. Cause like, I don't know, I'm sure obviously it wasn't the first truck flip. You know, obviously there was one more like before it or whatever. I don't know, but like everything did truck flips after this came out. You know, and then I was just watching Days of Future Past today, and everything did like speedsters and fast scenes and like slow-mo scenes where like the fast character runs around. Everything fucking did that, you know. And it's like, oh, you want to call these movies bad? Why do they keep getting imitated then? Why does everybody see them and say that's the coolest fucking thing ever, I want to put that in my movie? Alright, so X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men 3, I like the Wolverine. I feel like that's pretty much a universally okay movie. You know, nobody's gonna be coming at my throat for saying the Wolverine is pretty good. I think Days of Future Past is too like super overrated. And let me explain that, you know, I'm just saying shit, you know, without explaining it. That's not good, whatever. Give me 1 second. But I'll actually explain my subject. But I'll actually explain my point in saying that I think it's a little slow. I think it's a little boring. And it feels too much too fast. Because growing up, it was X-Men 1, 2, and 3. And then the Wolverine. Oh, sorry, no. X-Men 1, 2, and 3. And then there was X-Men Origins Wolverine. And then there was First Class. I'm pretty sure I got these right. And then after First Class was the Wolverine. And at the end of the Wolverine, you see Logan at the airport and Professor X and Magneto. They meet him at the airport and they say, "Hey, we need your help with something. You know, things are going wrong and we need you back in the saddle, Logan." And then the movie ends, you know, and that's fine. And then Days of Future Past opens up in like the 50s, and by 50s I mean the next 50s or whatever, you know, and it's like the dark, desolate future from the Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Lois, this is not my Batman glass. But no, seriously, you're like, when did this happen? Where did this come from? You know, it felt like we were gonna get another movie set a year from the Wolverine, maybe 2 years from the Wolverine. Not fucking 50? Like, I don't know when. Oh my god, my nose is so. I'm sorry. Anyways, but like, I don't know when Days of Future Past comes out. I know I just watched it and that's pathetic, but like, I don't remember seeing. Yeah, no, they didn't do a year. They just like told you New York, Moscow. They never said a year. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. I was on my phone for like the first 5 minutes because I was answering. Not important. Anyway, so, fuck. What was I saying? Oh, anyways, but like, I don't know. Even as a kid, because like when the Wolverine ended, I was like super psyched. You know, I was like, whoa, where are we going next? This is so cool. What do they need help with? Whew, excuse me. But like, I guess Logan's just really shit at helping, bro. Because it took like 50 fucking years for anything to happen. And it wasn't 50 years, but like, I guess it couldn't have been that long, because you've got the cast from like X-Men 3. And they're like a little bit older, but not like that much older. So you're telling me all that happened in like just a few years? No, it didn't. I don't care how bad. And if it was that bad, why didn't we see it? Huh? Why wasn't there a Days of Before Future Past? You know? Why is it... I don't know, man. That has always bugged me. And it seems to just be perfectly fine for everyone else. And maybe I'm in the minority there. Maybe everybody else is like, who cares? We don't need to see. You know? But like, how did it get that bad? That bad? Did the Sentinels launch a fucking nuke? You know? I don't know, man. The Sentinels team up with like Kim Jong-un. And they were like, hey, we don't like those guys. He was like, yeah, we don't like those guys. Anyways, though, I'm getting fucking canceled. I don't like Days of Future Past that much. I mean, I do, but, like, not as much. I don't know. It's the one that, even though I like it, it's the one I have the most problems with. You know what I mean? It's like that controversial uncle everyone has, where, like, he's really cool, but he also does meth. You know? He's fun to see, and, you know, you hang out with him and shoot the shit at family reunions. But he also stabbed a guy that one time. You know what I mean? He's the controversial uncle. He's like, you'll really like him, but he's the one you got the most problems with. I'm telling you, Nikocado avocado, I'm just gonna eat in all of my videos and be like fucking 300 pounds. I mean, shit, bro, I'm already 250. I know. I don't look like it. You know, this amazing rippling posterior. These rock hard shoulders. You know. As I drink like a fucking pint of milk out of my fucking $10 cup I got from the fucking movie theater, God. And then Apocalypse is next. And again, I swear to God, I swear, I'm not just being a contrarian. I'm not just saying, like, oh, you like that? Well, I hate it. Oh, you hate that? Well, I love it. I like Apocalypse, bro. I think it is one of the most enjoyable, out of, like, the new ones. Like, okay, out of the young cast, First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Dark Fate. I think First Class is the best movie, like, if you would, like, grade it. But the one I, like, enjoy the most is Apocalypse. I'm sorry. I don't care, though. I'm not sorry, you know, sorry, not sorry, like a fucking teenage girl. I think Apocalypse is fucking awesome. It's another example of, I didn't read the fucking comics! Get over it, bro! They were never meant to be direct adaptations. This isn't Twilight, this isn't Harry Potter. This isn't the fucking Maze Runner. I think one of these was directed by that guy. Or something. Or maybe like the new Deadpool. I don't know. Something was. But like, they were never supposed to be direct adaptations. They're not book movies. They're comic book movies. Again, you want to talk shit about this. You know, oh, it's not the, you know, true representation of the Age of Apocalypse in the story. I mean, in the comic book storyline. And the Age of Apocalypse was, you know, for so long, and it did all of this, and all these people died. Age of Ultron was a lot longer than a fucking week. Nobody talked... Well, actually, people do talk shit about Age of Ultron. But not as much shit as people give Apocalypse. I don't care that, like, he's not super buff, you know? Like, that's really the only thing I can say, like, bad is, like, Oscar Isaac is a normal-sized guy. Whereas, like, Apocalypse in the comic is, like, the Hulk, you know, size. He's fucking huge. But, like, I don't know. I really like it. I like Apocalypse as a character. I like the I'm learning, you know? Where he just, like, does the most stereotypical thing a comic book villain can do and, like, learns human history. And by learn human history, I mean he learns about the wars and nothing else. Like, if Apocalypse would have seen, you know, World War II, Normandy, and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I'm just saying, maybe it would have been different. You know? If Apocalypse would have watched, the Civil War, the Spanish American War, and Transformers, the movie from 1984, things would have been different. That's all I'm saying. He would have got a different appreciation of things. Because, like, the Transformers! Autobots wish their battle to. Okay, I'm not getting into that. I'm not. I do, believe it or not, I do have respect for myself. The Decepticons! It would have been a little bit different, but it's cool. It's got Angel in it. He gets fucking both the Angel Wings and the Archangel. It's the first movie of the new timeline, which, see, I see a lot of people having problems like the X-Men timelines and stuff, but it's like so fucking easy, like to understand. Okay, so like first class, like I got them in order right here. First class, Origins Wolverine, X1, 2, 3, The Wolverine, Days of Future Past. All of that's in order, like that I just said. Watch it in that order. And then, see, here's the thing. At the end of Days of Future Past, you get to see the timeline where Logan goes back to, excuse me. Where Logan goes back to the fixed timeline. And then Apocalypse, Dark Fate, just Apocalypse and Dark Fate then. Apocalypse and Dark Fate are the movies in between leading up to that, okay? And then, in that timeline, there's just their own versions of X1, 2, and 3, of something similar happening. Maybe it's the, stone in the river analogy that you see in Days of Future Past, and also just in general, that's like a concept of temporal. Anyways, or maybe stuff like that didn't happen. We don't get to see it. And then, see, here's where it's gonna go really off the rails. And then you get to Logan. And Logan wants to be a standalone movie, but is not. Okay? Deadpool is the standalone movie. Logan takes place in, I want to say it was like 2024. I was hoping it would say it on the back of the box, but nope. Anyways, I want to say it takes place in like 2024. And it's after a huge accident with like Charles and stuff like that. And it's the happy timeline from Days of Future Past. It's that timeline. And then you've got New Mutants, which goes after that, which is not like the sequel to anything. That's another movie that like is definitely feels like a standalone movie. Like you could honestly, if you have no idea what the X-Men are, you could watch like the New Mutants as like just mutants, just random movie and be fine. And I actually really like the New Mutants. I like how set off it is. It doesn't need to be like it is what it needs to be. It doesn't need to be like part of the X-Men. It doesn't need to be a huge superhero movie team up. It's just like a story about them. I don't know, I liked it. I really liked it. And then you've got Deadpool, which I'm gonna show off my fucking cover. Look how cool this is. Yeah, baby. Like the actual box itself is just like, the typical Blu-ray cover. But look at that fucking cover. I got it because like, alright, so I had the first Deadpool. I had it on DVD though. And I just like last year decided to upgrade my whole collection from DVD to Blu-ray. That's why I've been holding up so many, because like before I had like combo packs. But look at that box, bro. Look at that box, bro. And then Deadpool and Deadpool 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine are all kind of just standalone. They're not really meant to fit in any point of the timeline. If you have to, then yeah, Deadpool 1 takes place in 2016. Deadpool 2, I want to say, I think they come out in like real time. However, they also acknowledge the Logan movie that came out in between. But really, I feel like Deadpool 1 and 2, just watch them by themselves. Like, watch them after you watch all of the others. You know, you got X-Men First Class all the way up to Logan, and then the New Mutants as well. Like, First Class is the beginning of the X-Men timeline, and New Mutants is the end of the X-Men timeline. For me. And then Deadpool 1 and 2 are adjacent, okay? They're like in it, but kind of. You know, it's best to watch them last because then you've got the whole grass. You get that you get that cameo scene from Deadpool 2 where like he's like, oh, these who is even here? These timelines are confused. I don't remember, whatever. But like it was the young team where like who closed the door, even though it's supposed to be the old team. It's like whatever, but I don't know, man. Anyways, I am just sorry. I am just sick and tired of seeing all of this hate, all of this disdain, this disgust, and this acting like you never liked it. Because if no one liked these movies, we would have made one. There would have been the first X-Men and then dropped it. If nobody liked these, they would have stopped making them. Look at the fucking Mummy movies. And I'm not talking about the Brendan Fraser one. I'm talking about the fucking Tom Cruise piece of shit that was that movie. If people didn't like it, they wouldn't have made more. That's why they haven't made a sequel to that. The X-Men movies are good. So, wait, no, how does it go? It's like, you're laughing. You think the X-Men movies are good and you're laughing. It's like, I do, and I'm tired of believing they're not. But, I mean, I'm tired of pretending they're not. I don't know, man. I also really don't like Spider-Verse. But that's enough. That's enough for me. That's a whole can of worms that I've been meaning to get into for a while now. But yeah, I really don't like either Spider-Verse movie. Well, I think the first one's okay. I don't like the second one. And he's not Spider-Man. God. You know what? Yeah, this is just a controversial Marvel opinion. Miles Morales is not Spider-Man. Like, Peter Parker is. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. I love Miles Morales. But, like, and I heard it said this way. If Miles Morales was Spider-Man, you wouldn't need to specify his name when you're talking about him. But that's none of my business. But, damn, we're at fucking 48 minutes? Damn. Well, I feel like if you made it this far in, then yeah, I'm allowed to say my, whatever opinions on this or that. Now, that being said, like I said, I still really like Miles. I hate Miles in the fucking PS4 Spider-Man game. Like, why does he sound like that? He's so fucking annoying. Like, hit puberty, bro. Get the fuck over it. And if that's just what you sound like as an adult, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you just so happen to be, like, damn. I'm sorry you just sound like that. But, like, hit puberty again. You know, start taking, like, fucking, testosterone, like, HRT, whatever that shit is. Because, like, you can't just sound like the guy from Rick and Morty all your whole life, man. And that's legitimately the reason why I haven't bought Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. Because, like, I played Spider-Man, and then I played the Miles Morales Spider-Man game. And I thought both were fine. But, like, I was okay with Miles. You know, I thought his voice was annoying, but, like, as a character, I was okay with him in the first game. And then, like, they fucking changed the Peter Parker. I really hate it. I know it's made to... I know they did it so it looks more like Yuri Lowenthal's. face because they actually used like mocap on the voice actor himself. I get that. I understand the reasoning. I've heard it a million times. But I really thought that the PS4 Spider-Man was just so unique in being an actually not old, but older Spider-Man. Because, like, that's something we don't see very often. Is, like, Spider-Verse, okay? Had, like, the Peter B. Parker, who's, like, the older Spider-Man. But, like, he's kind of a shit at everything, you know? And he's, like, kind of let himself go. And, you know, kind of bad at things, I guess. And mostly played for laughs. But we always get either like 12-year-old Spider-Man or the Peter B. Parker from Spider-Verse. You never get the in like in oh I don't mean popular. I mean in media, okay? Not in like comic books, but media, like video games, TV shows, or movies. And video game, TV shows, movies. You never get the mature, got his shit together Spider Man. You know, where is that? I know it's like, oh, that, you know, gets rid of the whatever, you know, it's supposed to be the teenage struggles. But like PS4 Spider Man was like 29, you know, pushing 30. And like he had his life together for the most part, you know, not so much his relationship. And then they changed his face, and now it just feels like little kid Spider Man again. It was like the one genuine thing that had this Spider Man feeling unique, had this Spider Man feeling different from all the others, and there was an actual reason of playing this game. Because, like, I'm a Spider Man fan, but I'm not going to just consume media for no reason just because it's got my favorite web boy on it. That's the last bit. But they changed his face, they made him look younger, and now he's like the same age as Miles, who sounds like he's trying to do Rick. No, I mean Morty. I don't fucking watch that bullshit ass show. And that one I don't think is a hot take. I just think it is a bad show. Anyways, they just got Miles Morales. I mean Morty Sanchez, you know, in to do the voice, and I don't know, man. Just getting less and less. I literally like I have a PS5. It's not that like I don't have a PS5. I got a PS5. I just have no desire to play it. You know, I I don't know. Like, look, when I see it on sale for like $10, you know, a year from now, 2 years from now, yeah, I'll finally play it. I'll get around to it, you know. But like, if I want my little kid Spider-Man game, Ultimate Spider-Man on PS2, scratch that itch years ago. That game is the fucking goat. That game, when you're looking for like the adolescent Peter that, you know, goes through the daily struggles. God, I'm tired. I really gotta go sleep. And I really gotta stop filming these videos at like fucking 12 o'clock at night. But anyways, those are the, oh, if you want the daily struggles of a, you know, teenage, angsty, young Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man on PS2. Emulate it. I don't, you know, care. Like, I support theft. Steal from companies. You know, but, like, no, like, emulate it. Or if you got a PS2, like I do, like, I have a PS2, bro. I'm not smart enough to emulate things. I don't even own a fucking computer. I, you know, am a console guy. You know, I play consoles. I've never played, like, I'm not a PC guy. I guess that's just, you know, I'm just really showing my, intellect here, being not a fan of Rick and Morty, and also not a PC gamer. You know, I'm just not intellectually superior enough. But I don't know, man. This video is going off the rails, and I gotta keep this under an hour. So, I like the Fox X-Men movies. I really liked Deadpool and Wolverine, and it feels like, first of all, Days of Future Past was like the first goodbye, you know? Like it was a bookend to like the old cast from like X1, 2, and 3, and then it was supposed to be like a goodbye to them, but a hello to the new cast. Even though First Class was already a hello to the new cast, but like and more obvious, we're going in this direction. It wasn't just a one-time prequel thing. Excuse me, gosh. Anyways, though, but Deadpool and Wolverine really feels like kind of just a farewell, goodbye ode to superhero movies of the past. But that's for the rest of that is for the Deadpool and Wolverine video, which I do plan on making probably tomorrow. Because I've already seen that movie twice. I plan to go see it again because it's a good fucking movie, really good fucking movie. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. If you want to argue, please argue with me. I love arguing with people on the internet. It's one of my things I do. Sorry, I'm so fucking tired. I don't know what the fuck that was. I just like zone slept, you know, like zoned out and fell asleep at the same time too. Just eating little bits of my brownie that fell off my plate. But yeah, that was my take. The X-Men movies are good. Like I said, the only bad X-Men movies, literally the only one I say, like, unless you're a completionist, unless you watch the rest of the series, don't bother. Dark Fate, Dark Phoenix. Terminator Dark Fate was bad too, but Dark Phoenix is really not good. It is the only movie that I've ever been to a movie theater and I got on my phone. There was like only 3 people in the movie theater anyways, and I just got on my phone. I was like, what the hell's going on Instagram? I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. I've been Scavenger. I'm very tired. I'm gonna go to bed now. But night night, guys. Fucking night night. Bye bye. Go sleep. Go sleepy bedtime. Bye bye.